Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review, small demo of the new Saharan palette from Juvia's place. This is the first palette that I own from Juvia's place, and I'm not sure how I feel about it quite yet. This is the first time that I used the palette. The packaging, cardboard, very light. When I got the box, I was like, is there anything in the box? But I didn't expect the palette to be this small, to be honest with you. I honestly did not expect the palette to be this small. If we want to compare it to a palette, I'll compare it to my Tartelette in Bloom palette, which looks like this. It's not that far off from my Tartelette in Bloom palette. As you can see, I'm just showing you guys the sizing difference and the width difference. It's actually pretty much the same size as the Tartelette palette. The colors in the palette, they're pretty colors, not colors that I will like, kill myself over or whatever. I used the shade Catsina, which is that matte brown at the bottom, this one as my transition color. Then I went in with the shade Zoya, which is this one on the outer corner right here as the inner corner shadow. Then I went in with the shade Fula, which is the bottom burgundy-ish pinkish color, which is this one right here. I used that on the inner, not the inner, I used that in the middle of the lid. And then I went in with the last shade Boror. I went in with that shade as my outer lid shade. Then I also, for the crease area, I used a little bit of Chad, which is the black shade in the palette. I just used very light-handed on the outer part. I wanted a little bit of darkness there, but I didn't want it to be too overwhelming, so I went in with just the slightest, like literally guys, least amount of product with that black shade. And then I went in and blended that out. Then above the transition color, which is the Katsina shade, I went in with Jamila, which is this orange matte shade in the middle of the palette. I used that as my color as well. So I went in with a total of 6 shades in this palette. I really didn't want to use any of the reds or oranges because a lot of people that are reviewing this palette use those colors already, but I ended up using it anyway, but I didn't use like the hot red ones. Next tutorial on this palette will probably be using the shade Kia because I love that shade. That is like almost like a blue brown shade. I love that color, so that will probably be my next color for a tutorial. But the formula on these shadows are very soft. I find that with a brush I had to go back in quite a few times to get the pigmentation that you're seeing right now on my lids. Obviously with a finger swatch it will swatch pretty heavily bright and pigmented looking, but with a brush I find that I needed to go back in quite a few times to get the color payoff that I wanted. Brush with no additional product, and I put it right here and blended the pinky shade in with the inner corner shadow so let it look like almost like a gradient kind of thing. I did get quite a bit of fallout with that color, But this is the look that I came up with. Ugh, not sure how I feel about it quite yet. But I need to go in with my Tartelette palette and pull this shade right here as my brow bone highlight. Then I'll go back in with my first blend-in brush with no additional product on it and just blend the brow bone highlight in with that crease color. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get a wipe and clean up all this mess, put my foundation on, and I'll be right back. In the demonstration you will see me going back in quite a few times putting the color on the lid. So yeah, with a brush it's not as pigmented as everyone is claiming it to be. There is quite a bit of fallout from the shade Boror. If I'm saying that correctly, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but this burgundy-ish shade I put the top here, I did get quite a bit of fallout using that shade. As you can see, I did show you guys. Everything else was pretty decent. The pigment on the black shadow is not very high in pigment, which is not too bad of an issue, because with a black shadow you don't want it to be too stark black pigmented when you first go in. You want it to be very slight so you can build it up to what you want it to be. The shadows are buildable. Yeah, they're not patchy or anything like that, but I don't know, something inside of me is saying I don't love this palette, but I don't hate the palette either. So I'll have to play with it for a couple more times and let you guys know how I like it, or if it just ended up being a dud for me. So far it's okay. I'm not gonna say, oh my god, I love this palette, it's such a beautiful palette, best investment, go rush out there and get it. No, I don't. My feelings are mixed right now on the palette, only because when I had to apply it, I had to go in quite a few times to build the color up, especially these shimmer metallic shades, which I thought one swipe would have given me the color pay off. Like say like with the Makeup Geek shadow, you know, one time I go in with the color and with the brush to go on the lid, it's as pigmented as if you swatch it with your finger. This is the opposite. You swatch it with the finger, it's very pigmented and everything, but when you go in with the brush you have to build it up. You won't get that high color payoff like you will in a finger swatch. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of my review video. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's very short. Hope you like the quick eye makeup look that I came up with. You guys can use this for Valentine's Day. Since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, I do already have a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial already up on my channel, so I will link that down below in the description box. That is more of a simple Valentine's Day look, but this one here you can use if you're more of a dramatic girl. You can definitely use this for Valentine's Day. I did not show the face makeup and everything else because I did a separate review video on the products that I use on the face, so I will link that below because most likely that video will be up before this one, so you can go ahead and check that out. I will annotate it somewhere up into this video. That's it, my first Juvia's Place palette, and I'm not too sure if I want to go back and purchase another one. You guys know if you have this palette, if you love it, if you don't, how you find the pigment on the shadows. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Leave your comments and feedback down below in the comment section. You know the drill with that. As usual, my Snapchat name will be right here. Go on over there and follow me. You will find a lot of things that I do there you won't find me doing here on YouTube. So if you want to keep up with that, go on over there and follow me on Snapchat. Until my next video, I will catch you guys later. Bye guys.